Alright, so whenever you're ready, black man.
Alright, God. Well, peace.
Oh, it's already rolling?
Yeah, we rolling, God.
Shit.
we on,
Peace.
Introduce yourself, God.
My name is God Elevation. God Supream Elevation of law.
And where you from, God? Originally?
I reside in Jersey, New Jersey. Right now, I'm in Newark, New Jersey. We call that New Kingdom. I've been a few places in Jersey. Roselle, Linden, Elizabeth, Trenton, Irvington, and Newark, you know what I'm saying? Right now, Newark's probably my home. Spent a lot of time in Mecca.
Okay,
Not living in Mecca, but just on stomping ground.
Stomping ground.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, take me through some of your history, God. Like, like when you
I got knowledge in '88. I was 18 years of age. In '89, I made my first parliament.
When you get out, you got knowledge. Where at? In Mecca?
No. I originally got I heard the mathematics and the alphabet. I was in Trenton.
You was in Trenton.
Right.
By way of who's how did it come to you?
I was in school with a brother named King Knowledge, but he never made it past. He was just there to get me in.
Right.
So one day I had a Suzy Q. I just like cake called Suzy Q, and one day I was like, yo, this thing is hard to swallow. And the brother said, well, that's because of the lard. I said, lard? I looked at the wrapper, and it said lard. And he said, yeah, well, the pig is made out of cat, rat, and dog. And I was like, word? And I was like, yo, I ain't never eating it no more. And I went home to my aunt, and everybody was in there watching Jeopardy. And I said, check this out. I ain't eating no more pork. My cousin said, all right, more for me. One of my other cousins said, what? A nigga that don't eat pork? Eventually, dude went his way. I met up with another brother named
So real quick, I mean, it was just that simple for you to just stop eating pork, and just like because you just told.
Yeah. Because I figured, they got beef bologna, they got pork bologna, they got beef bologna, they got pork chops, they got steak. Right. They got pork bacon, they got beef bacon. So that was my logic. I was like, it ain't gonna be that hard.
Ain't gonna be that hard, right?
That was my logic.
You didn't have a taste for it. You was like, nah, I'm just gonna.
Nah, I definitely have a taste for it once he told me about the cat, rat, and dog. And from there, I got a hold of a book called How to Eat to Live. And that was after I got the student enrollment, and it was talking about Yaqub and everything in there. And I was like, oh wow, going into the history. So going into the history, I also learn how to eat to live. My aunt used to be like,
But he went into the history of Yaqub and how to eat to live.
He mentioned him.
He mentioned it. Okay.
It was to me. It was more than just student enrollment. They only mentioned him once.
Right.
But so I'm like, oh, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that was the deal. Like I said, I made my first parliament. That was in '89. I didn't even know there was older brothers in the parliament, in the nation at that time. I thought it was just young people. And I tapped the brother. I said, yo, it's older people in this too? He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So when I'm sitting in the parliament, I seen the brother Kundalini. He walked into the parliament with the entire universe. He had earth and babies. And I was like, the whole family. I was like, yo, that's what I want to be like that. So he built, and I was like, wow. I introduced myself to him. Because I was telling the brother, who that? He's like, I don't know. I said, I'm going to find out. I built with him. He said since he was a brown seed, he had to bring me to a black seed. It was in '90. That's when he introduced me to Jaki. And Jaki kept saying, I'm your black seed, and he was teaching me at the time.
So he was the one who was taking you through the lessons,
Yeah, as Jaki would say, he gave me the grounding of the culture. From him I got close with ABG. First one ABG. Eventually, this is all around the same time. Eventually I got close with Ahmed. And through Ahmed, I got close with Prince. And I just stayed around them. Even though I was walking the land with Prince, Kundalini, and Ahmed, But at the same time, I was still on the phone a lot building with Firstborn, ABG, and Jaki. Understand? Then when Colini got locked up in like 98, he was like, yo, just stick with the knowledge and the understanding, stick with the black and the yellow. Stick with Ahmed and Prince. And that's mainly what I did for those 10 years. I just stayed around them even though I was still building with Jaki and ABG. But for the most part, I was with Prince and Ahmed.
And that's in Mecca now.
That was in Mecca.
Now we're in Mecca now.
Yeah, that's why I started spending all my time.
Right. So you got sparked and trained.
Right. So then once I, because I wasn't from Trenton, I was just going out there to visit my old dad. You understand? So eventually I came back up this way. And I would be in Mecca a lot. I'd be in Mecca like 2 to 3 times a week. And every time I would go, I would go see Prince. Ahmed used to stay on 119th Street, so I used to come from 145th and come down. And I used to tell I'm gonna meet you at your house. Boy, I would stop at a large school and Prince would keep me there. So I seen like, yo, I thought you was coming to my house. Like, man, I know. I seen Prince, man, and he dropped all the stuff on me. And I had to digest it. I couldn't go back to you, and you put a whole bunch of stuff on top of that. Then I ain't got nothing, so I had to digest. He said, well, next time you come to New York, skip past school and come to my house.
Right. So you got grounded in the culture by way of Jaki, you said.
Yeah, Jaki's always say, I'm giving you the grounding. I'm grounding you in the culture.
Right.
The culture that's going back to culture being full and your feet are firmly grounded in the culture, standing on the square or as the square. That all related. Yeah, so he gave me the actual grounding of the culture.
If Mecca did this.